got a certified regular season classic last night. Kon won the game. Maybe Cooper won the battle. Is Cooper going to win the war in the Rookie of the Year race? Plus, we check in on the Eastern Conference standings. All today, Locked On Hornets.
You are Locked On Hornets, your daily Charlotte Hornets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
In a minute, cuz we live.
The Hornets just continue to win, man. It's crazy. What a great time to be a Hornets fan. It's Locked On Hornets. Thanks for making us your first listen. We're free and available anywhere you get your podcast, and that includes YouTube. There is a dancing Doug Branson, everyhornetsboxscore.com. Also go check him out on Yahoo Sports Daily. He's a producer behind the scenes somewhere. Jason Fitz, Caroline Fenton, they are both hosting Yahoo Sports Daily. I'm Walker Mail. Listen to me on WFNZ every weekday from 12 to 3 p.m. This episode, it's brought to you by Game Time. Game time.
Game time.
Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKED ON for $20 off your first purchase. Awesome, unbelievable game last night. Talk of the town. ESPN, NBA Today, First Take, Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. Smith, actually talking glowingly about Kon Knueppel, something pertaining to the Hornets, rather than their tanking or they need to tank or LaMelo would be so much better in a bigger market. No, the Hornets, they got people's attention here, Doug. Now, yes, I think the Hornets had to use Cooper Flagg and his 49-pointer, scored a 49 burger, not a 50 burger, okay? Not as tasty as the 50 burger. 49, quite good. We're using Cooper Flagg to get some Hornets attention because Charlotte did end up winning the game 123-121. Kon Knueppel, despite not playing maybe as well as Cooper, maybe up for debate, but still scored 34 points and had the game-winning free throws. People are talking about the Hornets. Another great victory. Unbelievable game last night between specifically the two rookies, but even LaMelo was great. Brandon hitting timely shots. He's been awesome. He was awesome again last night. Fun stuff happening here in Charlotte Hornets land.
The Hornets are back, many people are saying, including, you mentioned a lot of programs there, including Yahoo Sports Daily. I didn't even have to fight. Sometimes I have to fight to get, and oftentimes I lose that fight to get the Hornets on the air because, you know, they're not as tasty of a topic when you're talking about a national sports show as some other things like LeBron and Giannis, these things that constantly dominate the headlines, and for good reason, because a lot of people want to hear about those things. But no, there was a segment before this game happened. There was a segment that was written, it was locked in, and it was all about LeBron reportedly being asked by the Lakers next season to take a pay cut. A lot of implications of that. It was an interesting topic. We could have talked about it. But as soon as this game happened, my chat blew up with, we've got to talk about this game because it's Kon Knueppel, it's Cooper Flagg, not only Duke teammates, but Duke roommates, and they were going at each other, and it looked fierce. You know what's cool about both of these guys? They're 1-2 in the Rookie of the Year race, and neither of these guys feel like they're too cool for school. Like they wanted this matchup. Kon wanted to guard Cooper Flagg. He was taking that responsibility very seriously. Only 2 points, scored 49, okay, but only 2 points in the first quarter. Like Kon had the matchup locked down. And I saw a lot of Cooper Flagg moving past Brandon Miller and Tijon Salon, and he did put a couple on top of Kon Knueppel. There's no doubt about that. But my point is, like, Kon Knueppel wanted that smoke, and he, they were all joyful after the game and talking about how much they're friends and how it was an honor to play each other and blah 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 blah. But listen, I've had roommates before, and I'll say, like, I've been friends with roommates, I've been enemies with roommates, but even when you're friends with roommates, sometimes there's just that inbuilt rivalry. Oh, you left your socks on the floor. You didn't clean up after yourself. There's all these tension points. So I don't care that they're roommates. They were obviously interested in beating the other, and Kon Knueppel won the game, and not only did the Hornets win the game, but Kon Knueppel got the tip pass. Sion saved it. Another Duke teammate. Back to Kon. Gets the free throws. My goodness, what a game.
Yeah. So, Cooper goes. What's funny is Cooper goes for 49 points, and he scores at will in the paint. They couldn't stop him. It was paint touch after paint touch. It was left-handed layup. It was right-handed layup. There were times where it felt like the objective for Cooper was simply to draw the foul, and yet he would even make buckets on those plays where all he was trying to do was force contact and get to the foul line. Yet Bankarooski, Cooper Flagg going to the foul line not only for a chance to get a couple free throws, but for the and one opportunity. He was sensational. But you're right. Cooper scores 49, and I guess there is some room for debate here that Kon may have had the better game because he was on fire, only missed one shot up until he missed 4 in a row, and it looked like his legs were tired, was short on all of the jumpers, whether it be the three-point shots, had a couple of middies that went begging as well, got a rest, came back in the fourth, and then balled out again, 34 points for Kon. He sets a rookie single-game three-point franchise record, breaking P.J. Washington's record, by the way. P.J. had 7 in his rookie debut against the Bulls at the Spectrum Center. Kon broke that record. He has 8, so set a record in this one. And you're right, he had the game-winning plays with the tapped pass from Cooper. Kon tapped the pass. Sion, unbelievable save, by the way,
Crazy.
Right in the breadbasket to Kon. What a freaking play. And then, look, Kon got fouled. I see people dipping their toes in the it wasn't a foul call waters. People
what?
are, yes, they are. There are some. There are the Mavericks fans, which maybe you would expect
Sick.
it.
You're
they
sick.
are. It is sick.
Not sicko.
Coming
You're
from
sick.
sickos, it's sick. They are dabbling. They are doggy paddling in those waters, if you will. But it was a clear body foul. I mean, it was just boom, right? Eric Collins said it on the call. He got crushed. Anyways, Kon hits the couple free throws. So he wins the game. Excellent stuff from him. I guess my question is that will probably go into the second segment. Where are you right now on the Kon Knueppel, Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year race, where everybody's discussing it after this awesome matchup between both of these two, where they both showed up and they both wanted the smoke?
So Cooper Flagg not only had 49 points, he had a double-double. He had double-digit rebounds, and he was making crazy defensive plays too. I mean, I think he had not a chase down, but I guess it was a chase down, but it was like a weird slow chase down, and where he was super behind the play and then blocked Musa from behind.
Yeah. I hate him forever for that. Well, you don't block Musa. You just simply don't do that. I'm not okay with that.
How dare you, sir? Don't you know the moose is loose? He put Moose back in the zoo. You are not the game warden. You are not the zookeeper. Get out of here. So that's an incredible game. If you wanted to make an argument, though, that Kon Knueppel had the more impressive game, because I think, look, statistically, he had the better game. But you start with he made the winning plays. But you can also add in there for Kon that he did it without being the central focal point of the offense. Like that ball, I mean, and really, honestly, to Cooper's credit, there wasn't a lot else going on other than Christie for the Dallas Mavericks. So it wasn't as if Cooper was forcing the issue. He kind of had to. P.J. Washington wasn't shooting it particularly well. They couldn't get the kill shot. That was part of the reason Dallas lost this game. Charlotte, a little bit towards the end, was sort of begging them a little bit to take a 5-10 point lead, and they just couldn't find those 3-point kill shots. But Kon was never the focal point of the offense. It was still LaMelo. I mean, who took the shot that was supposed to be the go-ahead bucket? It was Miles Bridges, and it was bad. It was a bad shot.
Keep doing it.
Just every what is where is that in the playbook? Give me the playbook. I'm going to rip that page out of the playbook. We've seen that too many times. I'm going to rip it out, and I'm going to burn it, and then I'm going to take the trash can that I burned it. I'm going to throw it off into the Atlantic Ocean. My God, stop it!
Okay,
what are we doing?
No,
you got LaMelo Ball.
Drive.
You got Kon Knueppel. You got Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller's playing like an All-NBA player. Why is this going to Miles Bridges at the end of the game?
Brandon Miller hit a huge shot, hit a wide open three, wide open, great pass by Musa, by the way, short roll. Yeah, sick stuff. Brandon hitting a wide open shot and tied it at that point, right? It was 121 a pop at that point. Or no, it was to go up 3, excuse me.
And then Kon then Cooper hit the 3 to tie. Yeah.
So, but my point is, let him shoot it, and then Cooper drains it. What a great this game outside of Del Curry. It had everything. And LaFonso was very good, by the way. Just actually legitimately very good for LaFonso Ellis.
Oh, well, just real quick on LaFonso, because I thought about this while you were saying, the ease at which Cooper was getting to the rim. There were multiple times when LaFonso Ellis, who was filling in for Del Curry, said to the Hornets, like, you got to square up. You got to square up and get in front. And I'm like, LaFonso, respect, easier said than done. Like, I'm watching Cooper. Like, Cooper is, whew, I mean, look,
right. No, he's
incredible. The conversation we probably don't want to have is who's going to be the better player in 5 years, because it's like what I watch from Cooper. Well, I think it's not impossible that Kon gets there, but Kon's got to leap. If Cooper's got to he doesn't have to leap. He just has to step over a puddle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's incredible what he did last night.
No, it is. And again, you're right in saying that, because this has not been a team that has allowed people to walk down a red carpet into the paint, right? Like with Musa, they've been staying in front. They've been pretty good at rim deterrence so far ever since Musa's been in the starting lineup, and that's been their core. They've been 20th, I think, in allowing shots at the rim, which is surprising, because one thing is I love Musa. The thing is, you would expect more shots at the rim, right? Like, you would expect that because he's smaller. But I think they are doing a better job of keeping everything in front. That's the game plan, is you don't let people drive on you, except Cooper. He did whatever he wanted. Cooper drove and drove and drove and drove like he was on the Blue Ridge Parkway and never wanted to get out of the car. Just constantly driving, constantly against this Hornets team. And he played really well. Kon Knueppel said that Cooper played like the best player they had faced all season long. Yeah. Said that in the interview with Shannon Spake last night.
And they played Luka. They've played Shea.
I know.
Like, they played the best players in the league. Just wanted to end here on Kon Knueppel's quote after the game. We're getting hot, and I think we're going to stay hot.
Oh, Kon, that's got me hot right now.
Kon, you got me hot mother, baby.
Oh, buddy. Let's do it. Let's talk more about Kon and Cooper coming up next on the Locked On Hornets podcast.
Bees everywhere!
Get in, you losers. We're driving. We're talking Charlotte Hornets. Cooper versus Kon. What's going to happen for Kon to win Rookie of the Year? We'll get to that coming up next, LOH. This episode is brought to you by Game Time. Game time?
Game time?
There's nothing like being in an NBA arena. The crowd, the energy, the moment. Getting tickets, though, that part hasn't always been so simple. That's why Game Time has become the go-to app for scoring tickets fast without the hassle. It puts the advantage back where it belongs, with the fans. You can pull up the Game Time app, pick an upcoming NBA game, and you can have tickets locked in within minutes. You might love seeing the all-in price up front. No surprise fees at checkout. That's my favorite part. Being able to see the view from the seat before buying makes decisions easy on what tickets you would like to purchase. They give you great last-minute options, too, with NBA tickets showing up at solid prices. So take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNBA. Excuse me, Locked On. Get rid of the NBA part. Use code Locked On for $20 off your first purchase. That's code Locked On, LOCKEDON, Locked On for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. And remember, it's gametime.co, not gametime.com. More Locked On Hornets ahead. Want to remind you about the Everydayers Club, the NBA trade deadline. It's basically here. It's February 5th. We want to give you a free month of our new Everydayer Club to help you get ready. If you need a group chat to keep up with the chaos, you can join ours. The Everyday Club gets you access to a group chat on Discord just for Hornets fans, plus national chats where you can hang out with fans from across the league. You also get the ad-free version of Locked On Hornets. And if you sign up by the trade deadline, February 5th, you can use code DEADLINE to get your first month free. Tap the link in the show notes to learn more. Kon versus Cooper, Cooper versus Kon. I think we came into the NBA season wanting to give it to Cooper in that he's the number one overall pick. You knew as soon as you won the lottery who the selection was going to be. Generational tag, he got that. There's not a ton of them that get the generational title. He is certainly one of those guys. Do it all, competitive, offense, defense, Can't believe Duke didn't win the championship last year with Cooper as the lead dog with those teams around him. And even still, you're selecting Cooper number one. And he's played well after not a great start, but that was on Jason Kidd running him at point. That's what people will say. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. Where Kon has been pretty amazing as soon as the ball was up in the air for Tip to start the NBA season. Goes coast to coast for his first NBA bucket. First field goal attempt is an NBA bucket. And then we would just see him hit three after three after three. Doug, he's shooting 43% from beyond the arc this year. When he shoots 40% now, his efficiency is hurt if he shoots 40% on any given night. Brings it down. He is so close. He is just a few percentage points from being a part of the 50-40-90 club. By the way, at 90% on the year at the free throw line now. After those two that he hit, he's at 90% on the season. So 43% from three, 90% from the free throw line, 48.5% from the field. I think it's 48.6. If he gives you 50-40-90 his rookie season, it's going to be really hard for even a guy like Cooper Flagg to overcome. And yet, because I think he's the number one overall pick with all the fanfare, and he's awesome. Like, no, we're not going to try to hide behind anything or speak with all of this bias. Cooper Flagg is 1,000% legitimately awesome. Even if Kon gives you 50-40-90, Doug, I just don't know, man. I think it's going to be really hard because of the way that Cooper's playing, even if Kon might actually deserve it over Cooper.
So I just looked at the Kalshi prediction market to see where, after last night, like where the odds for Kon and Cooper are on Rookie of the Year. And Cooper's odds actually went up from 76% to 81%. Kon's went down to 20%. Because, again, it doesn't matter that Kon hit the free throws. It doesn't matter that Kon got the tip pass on Cooper. None of that stuff. You know what matters? Almost 50 burger. Yeah. 49 points. What do you have? 11 rebounds, 10 rebounds? Like double, 49 points. That's ultimately the stats, because the people that are going to be voting for this are not going to remember all of that context. So it's going to, I think for a lot of people, it is going to come down to some of the raw stats, and they might overlook the ultra efficiency of Kon Knueppel, and they might overlook some of the playmaking, add-ons that Kon gives you on this particular Hornets roster. They don't treat Rookie of the Year like Coach of the Year, where Coach of the Year, they just pile in all this content. It doesn't matter that maybe you're not the best coach, but if you've raised your team's level more than, sometimes like the best team's coach doesn't always win. Because if you raise your team's level significantly, they give you Coach of the Year. It's not like that with Rookie of the Year. They don't treat it like that. I wish they did, for Kon's sake, because I think, like, if you look at the standings, which I'll pull them up now, like the Hornets sitting at 21 and 28, the Mavericks at 19 and 29, but they might get rid of AD. AD's injured. I don't see them trending up necessarily. The Hornets are absolutely trending up. They've won 5 games in a row. If the Hornet, and even if the Mavericks sneak into the play-in, the Hornets getting into the play-in would be such a more significant thing than the Mavericks sneaking into the play-in. And if Kon is a major part of that, I think that should be taken into account. If I voted and just take my Kon bias out of it, take my Hornets bias out of it, I would take that into account. But I'm just telling, I feel like if over the past couple of days I've been delivering bad news, or reality checks. But reality check.
Okay.
I don't know if Kendrick Perkins is going to be a Rookie of the Year voter, but when he steps up to make his Rookie of the Year vote, if he even remembers that Kon Knueppel was drafted, he's not going to remember that he had the tip pass and the free throws in the head-to-head matchup.
Well, yeah, and there's the other part of this where there are more games than just the one that the two guys battled against one another, and it's always going to matter just a little bit more, and I totally understand that. I don't want to take away the spirit of why we play basketball, for the competition, who wins the game, who balls out. I get it. They both balled out. I think a lot of it's going to come down to, what do you care about more? Is it the defensive ability from Cooper, who is probably a more well-rounded player, but I think a lot of that better, more well-rounded title we give him has to do with the defensive end of the court. That's where I think a lot of that resides, because offensively, Doug, like right now, the field goal percentage overall is better for Kon. The 3-point shooting percentage is night and day. Like, that's going to be a monster separator. How much do you value shooting from Kon compared to Cooper shooting under 30%? That's a big deal. And then you see the rebounds, Cooper winning by just a rebound per game. That's it. The assist, Cooper's ahead by like half an assist per game. That's it. The turnovers, haven't seen Cooper's turnovers numbers. That's going to hurt Kon. Okay, fair enough. But I do... Not to belabor this, but I do want to kind of camp out in a world where Kon reaches 50, 40, 90, because there's only been 9 players to achieve that feat. Mm-hmm. Larry Bird, Mark Price, Reggie Miller, Steve Nash, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Malcolm Brogdon, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant.
Didn't he win Rookie of the Year, Malcolm?
Malcolm did. Over Dario Saric.
Larry did
by
too.
The way. Larry did too. Rookie of the Years. They didn't achieve 50, 40, 90 their rookie season. That is such a rarefied air to reach as an NBA player, period. Yeah. Prime NBA player. One of the best that we've ever seen. MVP seasons, okay? It's tough to get there for MVP years. Rookies, the guy's going to average almost 20 a game, and he's going to do it on 50, 40, 90. Okay. I compared it the other day to Miggy and Mike Trout in the whatever it was, like 2012 MVP battle where Miguel Cabrera won Triple Crown, and it's like, I don't think we can give the MVP to Mike Trout after Miggy won Triple Crown, right? Same thing with Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double and James Harden didn't, and it's like, man, I don't want to be the person that gives James Harden the MVP award when Russell Westbrook did average a triple-double. Now, a little bit different there, but I don't know, man. That's going to be really tough. And last thing I'll say, if you don't win Rookie of the Year after shooting 50% from the field, 43% from 3, which is what he's shooting right now, and 90% from the free throw line, and you do that, averaging 20 points a game, then it was just never going to happen. Period, point blank. It was never going to happen if he doesn't win getting to this space in NBA history.
A couple of things you have to also keep in mind. While it's not the same, there is a hype factor with Cooper Flagg that is reminiscent of the LeBron James versus Carmelo Anthony Rookie of the Year race. Now, obviously, the hype for LeBron significantly higher. But if you go back and look at that race, Carmelo, slightly more points, slightly more rebounds. LeBron edged Carmelo in assists by nearly like 3 assists. But there was some other efficiency stuff that Carmelo did better. Like, you can go down and make a case for Carmelo just based on the stats. You can make the case. But then Carmelo Anthony and the Denver Nuggets went to the playoffs his rookie season. And LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers very much did not. And the vote was close. It was 508 to 430. But LeBron won Rookie of the Year. I'll take you even further back to one of the other guys we just mentioned, Larry Bird. Larry Bird averaged his rookie season. I'm not going to get the exact numbers right, but I did the research this morning for Yahoo Sports Daily, and I'll have it right in front of me. But Larry Bird averaged a double-double. It was like 21 and 10, close to those numbers.
Yeah.
And Magic was like 18, 6, and 5, or somewhere near there. That was the range that Magic was in. And so Larry won Rookie of the Year. They liked the double-double. I'm just telling you, if Cooper ends this thing with a double-double and Kon's 50, 40, 90, they're going to take the guy with the double-double.
Well, I mean, I guess there has been so much more emphasis on the club, though, right? Because I understand your point. It's all about the narrative. It's all about the thing you accomplish. Is there a nice, neat title on something you accomplished? Did you reach what are largely arbitrary numbers, but they do matter to people's brains? So if you reach that club, that's a great way to compete with the double-double thing. Like, honestly, do we even value? I don't even think we value triple-doubles the way we used to, let alone double-doubles. I think the thing we value now, especially especially with the nerd voters that are involved in the NBA as it currently stands. They're going to value the efficiency. Let me not understate that. The super ridiculous, bonkers, bananas, brain-melting efficiency that Kon Knueppel has brought to the table, unprecedentedly so. They have to value that in a way where it has to compete neck and neck with Cooper Flagg and everything he's doing.
I'm going to throw a couple more things and then we can move on. There's been some research that has come out that ever since the NBA decided to reveal who voted and who voted for who, and this is an especially interesting topic now with the whole Bill Belichick not making the Hall of Fame thing, and the Hall of Fame in the NFL, they reveal who votes, but they don't reveal who votes for who.
That's
okay,
right.
but the NBA does. Like every time the votes come out, you can look and see, all right, Rod Boone, Charlotte Observer, voted for X. Ever since they started doing that, I think the research was done on MVP, not necessarily Rookie of the Year, but consensus converges much quicker and much more definitively towards one person than it used to in the past. Votes were closer. There were more candidates that got more votes in the past when nobody knew who was voting. But there is, when people know who you're going to vote for, and the people that are voting know that you're going to know, consensus builds around a certain player, and you don't want to be the person that doesn't vote Bill Belichick into the Hall of Fame. You don't want to be the person that denies Cooper Flagg his Rookie of the Year, knowing or at least having some idea that Cooper Flagg is going to be the better player 5 or 10 years from now. I'm not certain of that, but I think a lot of people who are going to be doing this voting are going to be certain of that, and they don't want somebody to look it up, 5 years later and say, how could you have not voted for Cooper Flagg as Rookie of the Year? What Kon needed to win this thing, I think. Because I'm with you. I wish I lived in your world, Walker, that you're setting up, where people really loved, that enough people loved what you love and what I love, that he would get the vote. But I think what he needed was for the Dallas Mavericks to be awful. Like that, to me, that would have been if they were really, really bad and Kon took the Charlotte Hornets out of obscurity and into the playoffs, I think it would have influenced it more than the LeBron-Carmelo situation. I think he could have edged it out in that particular scenario. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Cooper's got enough, and the Mavericks have enough that they're not going to be awful, awful, awful.
Yeah, would have helped. But your point is true, I think. Groupthink, that happens, and then there's safety in numbers. Hey, we all did it. We all voted for Cooper. Wasn't me. I didn't vote for Kon. I think your point is valid. Coming up next on the Locked On Hornets podcast.
Bees everywhere!
One more thing on Kon's rookie season, just comparing it to other rookie seasons that we've seen in franchise history. Standings check-in. Is this real? How real are the play-in chances now? Playoff chances? We allowed to talk about that? Still to come, final segment, LOH. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to get in on the action before the NFL season officially comes to a close. This is Super Bowl 60. FanDuel is making sure you're right in the middle of it with a special offer just in time for the biggest game of the year. Whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same-game parlay, shedding a tear just thinking about it. This is the game everyone's been waiting for. This is where predictions turn into plays, stats turn into storylines, and every snap feels bigger. It's the perfect way to cap off the season and make the Super Bowl even more exciting from kickoff to the final whistle. If you're a new customer, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Make it count, baby, because after the Super Bowl, season's over. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. More Locked On Hornets ahead. Wes asked a good question today on Wes and Walker in how does Kon Knueppel's rookie season compare to the best Hornets rookie seasons of all time? And it's actually quite interesting, despite the Hornets being the butt of the joke in that they don't have a lot of success. They have had some pretty interesting rookie years, and there are only a few names that come to mind. Brandon Miller gets close with some of the stuff that he accomplished, but there's still a gap between Brandon and the three at the top. You have LaMelo that's close to the top of the totem pole. You have Alonzo Mourning and you have Larry Johnson. All three of those guys are the players that you would consider. I think LaMelo probably not with Larry and Alonzo. One, LaMelo only played 50 games. Part of that's not his fault because, well, the injury period, it's not his fault. It's just that it was the COVID-shortened season, remember?
Yep.
But he missed 20 games, only played 50. And when he came back from the injury, the numbers went down, which I hate. He shot 45% from the field and 38% from three before the injury. He came back, numbers went down. Like, just really, really good rookie season. Wins Rookie of the Year. Then you go with LJ and Alonzo. Larry Johnson, number 1 overall pick, wins Rookie of the Year. He comes into the league averaging 19 and 11. Just sick, grandmama, all of it. But Doug, I think Alonzo, even with Kon Knueppel, he'll be up here at the top, right? Kon Knueppel will be up here in the top 4 with LaMelo, Zoe, and LJ. Zoe averaged 21 points and 10 rebounds, 3.5 blocks per game. Yeah. Did not win Rookie of the Year because Shaquille O'Neal exists. So that award was reserved for Shaq. But you also have to think, Zoe at 21 and 10 and 3.5 blocks on 50% shooting, there's no hiding that guy in that era of the NBA where you have to face all of the best players in the world at that spot. David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, and he's putting up 21 and 10 and 3.5. I think when we talk about where does Kon's rookie season rank all time, 50, 40, 90, maybe it puts it number 1. Just depends on how much you value the efficiency. But boy, I don't know how many people forget it was overshadowed by Shaq. But the Alonzo Mourning rookie season, it is an all-time banger. Like just a banger of a rookie season.
He got 2 first place votes. I'd be interested to know who.
Shaq exists. That's the issue.
You know what's funny though? Okay, so he gets 2 first place votes, and you're right, the numbers were eye-popping. And maybe this speaks to how much Shaq overshadowed Alonzo. Because if you do go back to the year prior and Larry Johnson, Larry got 26 points for all NBA. Like he was 1, 2, 3.
That's a good point.
He was like 4 players away from making third team all NBA. And I don't know, maybe positionally it's different.
I think
but
position is the thing that helps him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was only behind Joe Dumars, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Jeff Hornacek for all NBA. Kevin Willis and Dennis Rodman were your third team all NBA. So like that's for a rookie. And then he would make all NBA in his sophomore season. But here's the difficult part of this comparison is age and experience. I mean, you're talking about Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning coming into the league as 4-year pros in terms of their experience level and what they had already in their body. You know, Kon and Cooper too. It's just different now. And so is it even fair to compare those guys to those guys?
Oh, wow.
I would honestly say no. But, you know, I get it if you want to do it. So I think it's more fair to look at him versus
Doug,
LaMelo.
you're going soft on me, man. You're a part of the content business. This is what we do. This exact
But
thing.
But here's the thing. This is too easy. It's too easy to look at what we just told you about Larry and Zoe and say that those are better. What I'm trying to complicate things for content's sake and say that actually I don't think that's very fair. It's more fair to look at Kon's season versus LaMelo's season. And I'm just going to tell you, like, LaMelo's offensive season was incredible, and he did change the Hornets. I mean, his rookie season changed the Hornets and changed the trajectory of the team. There's no doubt about that, and he followed it up in his sophomore season. But I think Kon Knueppel is also doing it, and he's not even doing it from the point guard position where it's a lot easier to control the game. And he's doing it not only with what he's doing on the court, on both ends of the floor, offense and defense, as we saw last night, but he's doing it with his spirit, with his just like, I'm going to come in and change the fabric of what it means to be a Charlotte Hornet. I'm going to come in here and represent Hornets DNA. I'm not too cool for school. I'm all about everything that we want this team to be about. And guess what? The team is about it. And it's not only Kon, but it's a big part is I think how Kon has come in here and carried himself. And it's going to be incredible to watch him develop his game because his spirit is already there.
Changing the narrative for content's sake while also crushing the original content idea. I like it. The more you know. That's
because look, there's a world there's a world in because when I'll take you behind a little bit behind the curtain on the other show that I produce. Okay, there's not only a desire to talk about Kon and Cooper, there is a desire, and I think this is spreading. You know, I only know what's in my little pond, but like I know that there's probably conversations happening at other national shows too. It's like we got to start having a conversation about the Charlotte Hornets and what they're doing right now, and I think it goes beyond the 5-game winning streak. And I think it extends. And did you see these comments that Tim Legler made about like the competition level over the past 5 to 10 years in the NBA, particularly in the regular season, is just abominable. Like teams aren't trying, whether it's resting guys, but even when guys don't rest, the competition level, Legler believes, and you can debate that. And, you know, and I think it has gotten better. But the thing that the Hornets are proving and why they're becoming something that you want to talk about is because Kon Knueppel and Brandon Miller and Miles Bridges and the improvements that LaMelo has made, they just try really, really hard. And that's what Charles Lee, I think, has tried to convince them all season is, hey, look across the league. There's not many teams are really trying that hard. You don't even have to be the most talented team on the floor. In the regular season, if you try really hard, you can succeed. Now, playoffs, different story, which we talked about in the last episode. But regular season, 7. It's only sample size that matters.
It's the only thing I need, Sean. 7-game sample. That's the only sample I need.
They're trying hard. That's what I'm saying. And that's why they're becoming part of a conversation. And Kon is a huge part of that.
So let's go to the Eastern Conference standings to see if they can somehow, some way get to a potential 7-game series. Doug, I keep refreshing the Eastern Conference standings. I keep refreshing it. Is it going to change like a Woj bomb that's about to drop on NBA trade deadline day? Maybe not that soon, but it has been changing quite a bit. Every single morning I go to ESPN.com and check the standings because what we've seen from the Hornets, they just won their 5th game in a row. It's what we desperately needed here in Charlotte Hornets land. We needed to not go back and forth anymore. They needed a win streak. Now they have 5. What they also needed was some help from some of the teams above them. And wouldn't you know it, Chicago, they've lost 3 straight. Chicago, only 2.5 games above the Hornets right now in that 10 spot. Doug, they're in a battle right now. Like, they're in a battle, period. And I think it's going to take a little while. We're not going to give the Hornets credit for being in the play-in race until I think they get to the 10th seed, and that's fair. But I'm just here to tell you, they're in the play-in race right now. They are right there in the thick of it with everybody else battling for that 10 spot. They're 2.5 games back of Chicago. Chicago's lost 3. Hornets have won 5. I get that you can't expect the Hornets to win, 15 games in a row, whatever it may be, but they're in it right now. So, like, we have a play-in spot ripe for the taking. And now you're talking about 2.5 games that separates you from the 10 spot. It's the same thing with the 9 spot. Oh, hello, Atlanta. Okay. They're 5-5 in their last 10. And you're 2.5 games back from the Atlanta Hawks. Hey, now we're starting to talk about, is there a chance for you to catch up all the way to the 8 seed and host a play-in game? That to me is going to be difficult, but certainly within reach. The play-in stuff, like, are they going to be able to battle for a play-in spot, get that 10 or 9 spot? Are they going to? Nah, man, they're in it right now, and that's extremely exciting.
The Hornets just need to play 10 more games against the Orlando Magic. That would really help. If they could get 10 more games. But seriously, they need to win the games that they're supposed to win moving forward because people look at these standings and they go, man, it's a lot. You got to win a lot more games to get into the 8th seed than you used to. And it's not that teams are particularly better. It's that those bottom teams in both conferences are so significantly worse that the teams up top can just collect wins. But the Hornets do have losses to the Pacers. They lost to the Nets. So moving forward, as we look across the schedule, those they do have a few. They've got a pair of games against Indiana. I don't know how many they've got left against Brooklyn, at least one. They've got to win those games. They've got to take care of business. The maturity of the team, that's going to be a big part of this. And it is all back to that mindset, which Charles Lee talked about after the game on Brandon Miller and Kon Knueppel. He said, quote, they're ready for any moment. It's a mindset, but it's also part of their preparation. I have total belief and trust in them. The whole group just continues to grow, and I'm really happy with the progress we're making. Those platitudes, they sound a lot sweeter on the ears on a 5-game winning streak. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah, baby. You look at their next, just all the way through February, right? If we just want to divide the schedule up into what we're going to see the next month, they have San Antonio tomorrow.
Huge.
3 o'clock schedule tip, by the way. I think that's going to change to 12 o'clock, just to keep an eye out for that. But it looks like it's going to be 12 o'clock, scheduled for 3 right now, so maybe it doesn't change. It's going to be on Prime. Shout out to Eric and Dell, working together on national television.
Oh,
very
cool.
Very, dude, isn't it? Like, just
That's
the
great.
freaking best. It's going to be fantastic.
Because and they've done that one other time, right? Or have they been separate every time?
Yes. No, they've done it one other time.
Yeah.
They
Anytime we
did
can expose the national NBA audience to the glory that we have, even if it means we have to lose one of them at some point, I'm okay with that. I just want people to understand what we have.
I hear you. No, I joke, but kind of, not really. I joke, but I don't want to lose it.
I know. I get it.
February, by the way, just real quickly, New Orleans Monday, winnable game. Houston, 2 games against Atlanta. All right, you have a home. You have a home and home here. Atlanta February 17th on February 7th, excuse me, on the road. Atlanta February 11th back at home. Washington, you'll play them in February. You'll play Chicago. That's 10 games from now. On the road, you'll play Chicago. So I just mentioned the 9 and the 10 seed. 10 seed Chicago, play them once. 9 seed in Atlanta, you play them twice. You have a game against Indiana at the end of February. Like, it's here. It's here. It's ripe for the taking. Are the Hornets going to do it? They've been doing it so far. They are a national discussion point right now. Got to continue it. And as Kon said, we're going to stay hot. Whew. I'm staying hot watching this basketball team right now. That's Doug Branson, everyhornetsboxscore.com. Go check him out on Yahoo Sports Daily. Jason Fitz, Caroline Fenton do a great job hosting. And Doug, you do a great job producing, man. You're a great producer. I'm Walker Mail. Listen to me on WFNZ every weekday from 12 to 3 p.m. Sports Radio, 92.7 FM. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Stay safe in the snow if that's something that's going to be a part of your life. We'll be back with you on Monday.